welcome back to my YouTube channel, Peace Jones. Don't forget to like this video, to comment on this video. Yes, like it now so you don't forget. Hit that thumbs up sign. You guys, I keep saying this and I keep not seeing as many likes as I see views. Literally, take the second to like my videos, please. It helps me a lot, okay? Did you do it? All right, thanks. Don't forget to comment below as well, because I like to interact with you guys. Under my story time videos, I do notice that I usually get a few comments here and there, but I really want you guys to get used to interacting with me, letting me know what you think, your opinions, whatever it is, okay? And most importantly, please subscribe to my channel, you guys. We are on the road to 100, I mean, not 100K, I mean that too, but 1K. So you guys get those subscriber counts up, okay? All right, let's get into it now. This is a story time. You guys like my story times, and I said I'm going to give you guys some more, okay? So this story time doesn't really fit into any of my channel segments. I do like travel, I do dating, I do healing, and then I just do like household stuff like grocery shopping hauls and stuff like that. This is just a story time that just is a story time, all right? So this occurred, I want to say in like 2018 in Venice Beach in California, okay? If you guys have ever been to the Los Angeles area, Santa Monica area, California, I'm pretty sure that you either visited Venice Beach or you heard about it, right? It's a huge, huge, huge attraction. Beautiful beach, like super, super gorgeous beach. My favorite part was like the boardwalk. It's very artsy. They have a ton of different like handmade jewelry spots, a bunch of handmade paintings and like crafts, and then they had this huge skate park that was just so cool. I literally could have watched the skateboarders all day long. If you guys haven't been, put that on your bucket list, okay? So aside from that, I was actually out there visiting someone who I'm no longer friends with, but at that time I was friends with her, okay? And she had moved out there. And so it was one of my, I believe, 3 trips out there to visit her. So we went to Venice Beach, you know, nice, cool, typical chill day, right? And we're like walking the boardwalk. We went down to the beach and we happened to come back up on the boardwalk because they had like these cute little shops. And I wanted to go in and buy like some bathing suits. And then I know that she wanted to buy a few things too. So we're like, okay, I think most of them took cash. So she didn't have cash and she was like, all right, let me stop at this ATM. So I was like, cool. Now, mind you, I guess it depends on the area you're in, but for the most part, ATMs can be sketchy, right? So I typically only go to ATMs at my bank, like my actual bank location, and I try to go during the day, get my money out, have it on me so I don't have to just be like creeping around at night or I have to get out of my car or whatever it may be. But, you know, broad daylight, what can go wrong, right? So she goes to the ATM. Mind you, it's a boardwalk, so it's like a bunch of hustle and bustle, a bunch of people around. And so she's like, you know, stand behind me and just kind of like watch over me to make sure that no one's like stealing my PIN number or watching me make this withdrawal. Because I guess she knew from living out there how like weird people could be in that vicinity, in that area. And so I'm like, okay, you know, of course, I got your back. So she's doing her thing at the ATM and I'm right behind her. I'm kind of like looking to the left. I'm looking to the right. I'm looking behind me. I'm just making sure no one's like plotting on us, right? So I'm doing all of this. And in the meantime, I noticed this older guy. And he was older. Like if I had to take a guess, I would have to say he had to have been at least 70. Could have been older than that. Like he was for sure somebody's grandfather, right? And I noticed him just like a little bit too close to me, like just in my bubble, but it was in a weird way. It was like he couldn't have been, like, I didn't feel like he was trying to like take anything off of me, or like, it was almost like a unintentional, like unaware type of closeness, right? But it was like, you have to be aware that you're this close to me. Like, you have to be aware that you're in my space. So he's like fidgeting around behind me, whatever. But like I said, he's older. Not to say that means anything, but in my mind, when I see older people, I'm like, oh, like they are totally innocent. There's nothing that they could possibly do wrong. They don't have any bad intentions towards me. Mind you, he had an older woman with him who I assumed was his wife or whatever. So I'm just like, oh, maybe they're just looking around. Maybe he doesn't even realize that he's this close to me. So I'm still like kind of, you know, keeping my, you know, myself alert or whatever, just in case he is like this weird old guy. So I'm watching her, still looking around, and he's just like still close to me. Then I notice he pulls out his phone, and it's like he's taking pictures, but there's nothing to take a picture of, right? Because mind you, I said we're on the boardwalk, right? So like, if you guys have ever been to any beach, like whether it be Ocean City, Virginia Beach, Atlantic City, like any beach like that that has like a big boardwalk, unless you're turned like north or south, there's really nothing to take a picture of. Like, who wants to take a picture of the shops or people in the shops? Like, it's just like, there's nothing to take a picture of on this back end where all the shops are, which is where he was taking the picture. So I'm just thinking like, what is he doing? Then mind you, like he was, I'm gonna keep emphasizing the fact that he was older. Like, imagine somebody's grandfather with his smartphone just like all close to you and just like taking pictures randomly of something that shouldn't be photographed. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, what is he doing? So I finally like really get a good look, and I feel like he's taking a picture of me, because I'm like, there's nothing else that could be in that frame. You know what I mean? Like, there was like a store like close to us, but it wasn't close enough for him to even get a solid picture of it. There was the ATM, there was me, and then there was like a bunch of people surrounding us. So it was like, even if you're taking a picture of the store, you're getting like a corner of an inch of a piece of the store sign. You feel me? Like, you're not even getting the front door. You're not getting the merchandise, like nothing. So I'm like, is this dude taking a picture of me? And so I turn around and I'm like still in my head fighting myself, because like I said, I respect my elders. My grandmother raised me. And I'm like, I don't want to get smart with this dude. And I don't want to like shock him and throw him off, because, you know, elderly people, like, they be just lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? So I'm like, did you take a picture of me? And so he's like acting all like flustered and almost like he was offended, almost like he was like getting upset or whatever. So I'm like, did you take a picture of me? So he's just like, oh, So then his wife comes over, like comes to his rescue, because she was kind of like standing a little bit away from him at this point. So she comes over and comes to his rescue, and she's like, oh, no. Oh, no. Like, basically, I don't know if they were even American, honestly, because I don't remember them actually like saying anything back. Like, they were kind of like flustered. They were getting offended. They were like moving around, but they never, I don't think that I remember them actually like speaking and saying like, no, I didn't, or what's going on or whatever. So she comes to his rescue and she's all like, you know, like, basically her body language is like, what's going on? Like, what? No, like, basically whatever I'm trying to say or whatever I'm trying to accuse him of, she comes rushing over trying to like say that's not what occurred or whatever. But mind you, you're standing all the way over here, so you really don't know what occurred. I guess she was just looking at it like, oh, this young black girl is getting smart with my husband, or like this young black girl, like looking at my face, maybe she thought like it was about to be some type of ruckus or whatever. So I'm like, no, you took a picture of me. Like, there's nothing else in this range that you could have been taking a picture of. So I'm like, let me see your phone. So she's, like I said, you know, getting all flustered. He's trying to, at this point, it seemed like he was trying to like hide it or whatever, right? So I'm like, I'm getting more and more suspicious. I'm like, let me see your phone. So he finally shows me the phone, and she's like all in it, like looking, I guess basically to see like what it is that I'm trying to see in his phone. Why did this man have a picture of me in his phone? A whole picture of me, like my whole body, like just me. Like the picture literally was like the back of my body and then like whatever was in the background, but the majority of the picture was the back of my body. Like it was basically like if you had your friend, like if you told your friend like, hey girl, take a picture of me from behind. That's what it was. Like, I knew that he wasn't trying to capture anything else, because even though obviously there was a background to the picture, but my body was like the focal point of the picture, as if I had asked a friend to take a picture of me from behind. So I'm like, what the hell? It still was not registering in my mind. I'm like, old man at the beach with his wife takes a picture of me from behind. It wasn't adding up. I couldn't figure out like what was the intention behind it. What were you getting out of this? Like, what's going on? So I look up and like scroll. It's pictures of a whole bunch of girls in his phone. Like on the boardwalk, white girls, Asian girls, all young girls though. Like I literally capture at least like 7 pictures of young girls on the boardwalk, and it was all like those weird angles. Like none of them obviously was like a girl posing, but it was like maybe a girl like looking off like this, kind of sitting on a chair on the boardwalk. Then it was like other girls walking, he taking pictures from behind. Then it was just like, what the hell are you doing? But in my mind, I'm thinking like, what could he be doing with these pictures? Are you just like taking them home and staring at them? Like, are you selling them to someone? Because in my mind, I'm thinking like, if you really want a picture for your own satisfaction or pleasure, wouldn't you want like a full body picture from the front or something? Like, what are you doing with all these odd angled pictures? But I don't know. I'm not into that stuff. So maybe that was like satisfying whatever he had going on. But the odd thing about it also was that the wife was almost like defending it. Like even once she saw the picture in his phone, and she clearly saw those other pictures, because when he pulled it up, it was like, you know, when you pull up like your album, you can see multiple pictures. So that's what he did. He pulled up the album, and I had to like click on the last one, which was me. So she saw all of that in his phone, because when he opened it and I made him show me his phone, she was like looking into it, and she's like, oh, like still shaking her head, still trying to defend him or whatever. I'm like, lady, I know you see all these pictures of these people in here, of these young females in here, right? So I'm literally like, boom, I click on the picture of myself and I'm like, delete it. So he's like, oh, deletes it. Now, mind you, I thought about this later, but you know how on iPhones, like when you delete a picture, it just goes to your deleted album, like your recently deleted album, but you can still recover it. So he might still have that picture of me, y'all. But yeah, that was just so weird to me. Like I was like, to this day, I don't know what he could have been doing with those pictures. Like, why would you take a picture of the back of a person? Like, why would you take pictures of women like just at these weird, odd angles? It was just so freaking weird to me, and I still don't understand it. But yeah, and then I thought it was so weird that his wife was like defending it. It's like you see it, but you're in on it too. Like y'all were both out there on this mission to take as many pictures of young girls on the boardwalk or like on the beach. Like, it was so weird. And like I said, they were so old. Like, they were definitely somebody's grandparents. It wasn't even those older people where you're like, ooh, you're still looking good. Ooh, grandma and grandpa still got some spice. It was like legit, like elderly, like in a nursing home type of older people. So it was super strange. I don't know if that's a part of like trafficking. I don't know if that is a part of like some online business where people like sell those photos. I have no clue, but it was so weird. And even when I told my friend, she was like, what the heck? Like, that's weird. Because you would think like what we were trying to actually prevent was somebody taking a picture of like her information. So you would think he would have maybe tried to sneak and take a picture of like her entering her stuff. But no, it was a whole picture of me. And I just thought that was so weird. And like, he deleted it and then they just kept on walking. I'm just like, people are so strange. But yes, ladies, be careful. Always watch your surroundings. Keep your head on a swivel. And just know it's some strange characters out here. But anywho, I will see you guys next time. Peace.